Hey there, welcome back. We are on week 4 of the Great Therapist Transformation, where we move from feeling fearful to feeling calm and confident. So today we're going to be talking about the 4th part in the foundation of interpersonal neurobiology and polyvagal theory when they come together to create a resilience-based psychotherapy. And so today we're going to talk about trust. And this is like the absolute foundation in therapy and in the therapy relationship. And it comes through presence, attunement, and resonance. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. So I hope you had a beautiful weekend, enjoyed the weather. It's getting a little cold here. We had frost this morning, so in the last couple mornings, but still beautiful out, and our fall leaves are falling down. So here we are with the Great Therapist Transformation, and this is week 4. So this will complete this series and complete the month of October. So you know who I am by now. I'm Dr. Barbara Woods. I'm the founder of the Resilience-Based Psychotherapy Facebook group, where we have well over 7,000 therapists from around the world. So today we're going to again review going from that fearful therapist where things trigger us in session, not really sure how to handle it. Maybe we kind of shrink back into transforming to a calm, confident therapist. We'll briefly review resilience-based psychotherapy, and then we'll talk about trust, which is the 4th pillar of becoming that calm, confident therapist. So just a quick review. Sometimes therapists, when we're lacking confidence or when we feel a little fearful or have our own stuff come up in sessions or feel like we're kind of like an imposter or not good enough, we can feel like we don't have enough experience. We want to find that one best intervention and master it. We get hooked into the therapy technique and sometimes forget about the relationship because we get so hyper-focused on a technique. Think that we need more confidence to be more effective. And if I could only feel better and feel more confident, then I would be a better therapist. Or maybe even thinking that they don't have the qualities or strengths to be a good therapist. So the way that this impacts an individual is that they start to avoid cases, they'll start to avoid tougher situations or parents. Consultation and supervision becomes kind of nerve-wracking. They start to read more books, takes more training. They get kind of on this hamster wheel of consuming things that they feel will help them build that confidence, but they still feel fearful and like an imposter. Where the calm, confident therapists, they attune to their own responses and reactions, and they use these and harness these in the therapy process rather than feeling like they're not good enough or they're doing something wrong. Those twinges of uh-oh help them go a little bit deeper in the therapy process. They learn and lean into these difficult situations rather than kind of pulling away from them. They collaborate working with parents. They love interacting with colleagues and supervisors. They have better self-care, and they have a mindful curiosity with those difficult cases. So how do we get to that calm and confident? The foundation for me is interpersonal neurobiology and polyvagal theory, which I refer to as resilience-based psychotherapy. So it's this combination of neuroscience and relational neuroscience to promote growth and healing, and using this to guide sessions, as well as using polyvagal theory for a foundation for all your interventions, because it increases attunement and presence, and it helps us co-regulate clients in difficult situations. And this is where we get to the relational neuroscience, and this is from Daniel Siegel. So presence, when you add presence, attunement, and resonance, which we've covered in the first 3 weeks of October, that's the ingredients that we need to create trust. And today we're going to look at trust. And it is not a luxury in therapy. This is something that is critical for therapy to be effective. So when we're able to provide a space that has that presence, attunement, and resonance, there's a really deep sense of trust that develops on the client's part. It develops on our part too, but it's more there for the trust for the client. And these are all required, these four things, presence, attunement, resonance, and trust, are all required for growth and change. And without trust, that therapy relationship is going to fall short. So trust is also required for establishing a sense of safety. So the importance of trust in therapy can be seen in polyvagal theory and looking at that social engagement system. So when a client experiences trust, they actually have the neuroception of safety in the therapy relationship. So their neuroception is receiving safety signals because we have that presence, attunement, and resonance, and that actually activates the client's social engagement system. And then they have this felt sense of safety, which is, it's a right brain experience. You might be able to hook words or describe it, but it's more of a feeling. That's this felt sense of safety that it can become the foundation of safety in other relationships too. So a lot of our clients may not have ever felt safe in a relationship, and the relationship with the therapist is that foundation for them to experience what it actually feels like and to get used to it. So the neuroception of safety is based on that trust in therapy. It's an essential component for healing. It creates the conditions required for healing. People don't make a lot of progress if that trust isn't there and if they don't have that felt sense of it. So the essence of change is also contained in that trust because of the vulnerability that it allows for. It allows the client to kind of let their guard down and really explore things and even find out that they're a wonderful person, which they may not have ever gotten those messages or may not have believed before. It can also provide a sense of comfort and receptivity to healthy relationships. So the relationship with the therapist can become kind of a marker of what they should expect in other relationships, where we attend to them, we pay attention, we focus on them and concentrate when we're talking with them, which for some people, they may not realize that this is what is healthy in a relationship. Also allows for a very deep connection when you have this trust in therapy. And it allows them to explore what they're experiencing inside, what they've experienced in relationships, and just really provides that foundation of healthy interactions in relationships. But they have to have that neuroception of safety, and that's why we want to develop trust. It also promotes healthy attachment. Now, as a therapist, we don't want to become a primary attachment figure over a long period of time, like a parent to our clients. However, sometimes we are a repairing primary relationship for them, and that's okay. We want to help them build other relationships where they'll have that in their daily life and not have to be in therapy forever. But it really is the foundation for building a roadmap for healthy attachment. So they experience the trust for the relationship, and that allows the client to begin actually trusting themselves. So within the safe, boundaried relationship of therapy, the client has that healthy attachment roadmap and can figure out what healthy relationships contain and what the experience, the felt experience of a healthy relationship. So many of our clients have had really unhealthy attachment roadmaps where the therapy relationship may be the first healthy relationship they've ever experienced. So it can be really critical and transformative for some clients. So there's some nonverbal strategies to develop safety, and these are based on polyvagal theory. So it's that prosody or rhythm in the voice. So it's not having a flat voice like this and being very monotone and across the board. It's having that up and down rhythm in the voice that actually signals safety to the other person. Soft facial expression, so not like a scowl or a sneer, more like a soft, relaxed face. Soft and direct eye gaze. However, some clients, particularly those who may be experiencing a freeze response or are more numb and frozen, that direct eye gaze may be very difficult for them, and it may feel very, very unnerving. It can also be kind of against some people's like cultural norms. So you have to fit that. That's unless otherwise indicated. But that soft, direct eye gaze where you're attending and you're present and you're attuned. Open body posture, so more like leaning forward, being open rather than being closed off or turned away. And visual focus and attention on the client. So not looking around, looking at the clock, looking at your watch. That visual focus and attention on the client is also a nonverbal strategy to signal safety. Awareness of breathing is really important as well. So some people call this entrainment breathing, but it's where the therapist mirrors the client's breathing. And I actually learned this way back in grad school from my mentor, Monica, who probably maybe will see this video. So when we mirror the client's breathing, there's an increased inner brain synchronicity due to our breathing being synchronized. So that's that right brain therapy that creates a felt sense. So it also supports greater attunement, allows for social engagement system to be more open and flexible. So that's a really important strategy as well. And then lengthening the exhale. So when the exhalation, when we breathe out, if that's longer than the inhalation, the brainstem actually sends signals to the rest of the brain and the autonomic nervous system that will move us out of fight or flight. So if we're really amped up and we're really angry or anxious, and we make sure that our exhalation is longer than the inhalation, it'll move us out of that fight or flight or kind of calm that system down. And it creates a sense of calm, trust, and safety. So again, a side note, with freeze responses, that's a shutting down or a dampening of experience and responses. So that you want shorter exhalations, but you don't want to hyperventilate. So that's a little caveat to lengthening that exhale. So there we have it. That is trust in the relational neuroscience that's based on having presence, attunement, and resonance. And then developing that trust is the foundation of the therapeutic relationship. So there's your references, Daniel Siegel, of course. And thank you very much. I will be planning a new series for November, and I will see you then. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you've enjoyed this series. See you later.